Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to another episode of our Legendary Liu Bei campaign. We pick things up for episode 8 from turn 70 in the summer season of 204. And as we pick things back up, we need to do a bit of a cleanse. And by cleanse, I mean we need to fire a lot of people. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, our economy is in shambles for a few reasons. We gave up a lot of our land holdings to the proper faction. It's still not very historical. Cao Cao should have more at this point, especially in 204. Yuan Shao should be largely defeated. The only good news is Yuan Shao is not actually very strong in the north. He does have the Qing province over here because we gifted to him. But aside from that, he did not conquer the north. Gongsun Zan still has a bit of holding. And Han Fu actually survived the conflict between the two, and Kong Rong is raiding the coast, which is actually quite interesting. So there's not going to be a dominant force in the north. Cao Cao should have everything here that Dong Min has as well, and Lady Xiahou, but unfortunately, well, actually a little bit fortunate he doesn't have that, because now we can go to war with the Han factions and the vassals of Dong Min to kind of get some land. Our next target is going to be Meng Huo, because we are speeding ahead with Liu Bei's migration south because there was an opportunity with Shamo Ke. It turned out to be a false opportunity here in Changsha, but we still picked up quite a bit of the southern commanderies. There are 4 commanderies in this southern part that are part of the Jin province. The Jin province goes all the way from Nanyang in the north down towards not Runan, but Jiangxia. And then in the south, it has Changsha, it has Lingling, Wuling. The game is not super accurate with some of the commandery. For example, Xiangyang is the name of a city, not the name of a commandery. And if you look south, there should be another commandery called Guilin, which they don't have. So we will just get the 3 instead of the 4. It will be Lingling, Changsha, and Wuling. And even these 3, we can't get all of it because Changsha is currently the capital of the Duchy of Wu, and that's okay because right around 215-ish, Sun Quan will launch an attack on many of these southern holdings, and he will pick most of them up. Guan Yu is pretty much condensed over here in Nanjun. Xiangyang's being held by Cao Ren at that time. So relatively speaking, having Jiangxia and eventually Nan, this can probably grabbed with a deal where we just basically trade for it. I don't think it'll be too hard. I mean, it's quite pricey right now, and I don't see any real ways of lowering it, but it's still affordable. Some nice items, we could get it done, and maybe some territory swaps of things that we shouldn't keep, we can give to him instead. Like we can always go to Luling, pick up a few land and just give it to him so that he will give us something that we actually want. So those are all things in the books. We see that Li Jue is marching a long way from home to come try to attack us. And I decided that we're going to shift this army back north to stop them. And then we'll leave the Nanman faction to our new army here with the Juggernauts and the siege weapons and the E marks or E archers in this case to take care of that mess. Now for us to go back, we're probably going to march. We're probably going to end up losing quite a bit of our supplies as well. So you can see it's going to take us 1, 2, 3. It says 3 turns. Okay. That's not too bad. They need quite a bit of turns just because the way the bridges are designed. They kind of have to loop down this way or have to waste a turn crossing a river there. And then if they cross the river there, they have to go through this really bad terrain. Like if you look at the road structure here, the best road is from here, and it's hard for them to bypass Liu Bei's territory. So we should have enough time. Our other army needs some time to replenish, probably another 2 turns. Maybe 1 turn's enough because we still need to move within our region for a little bit too. So there's time for that. And speaking of the purge that I do intend to do, it also brings up the question whether we need to recruit people like Yu Fan, who is quite significant historically speaking, but significant for another faction. So he is a well-known advisor for Sun Quan, and also a friend from Sun Ce's time. He has a very interesting setup in the game in that he is a strategist. I think most advisors end up as strategists, even though he was on the field and he was a soldier himself. He's very well known for being very fast at marching himself. I think there was an actual historical story that I read where I think he was walking with Sun Ce. Sun Ce was on a horse, or he gave Sun Ce his horse, and he was going to march on foot. And he told Sun Ce that he can march, pretty close to the speed of a horse, not galloping, but in a marching army, he can sustain the marching speed. So I thought, given the lack of champions among the Wu rosters in the base game, if they ever wanted to make a new character with art and they wanted to bring out Yu Fan, making him a champion would be pretty nice because he's described as a spear user, historically speaking. But anyhow, that's not going to happen, so we'll just stick to his strategist version. He has a lot of interesting background bonuses, some positive, some negative. Quite good as a character to use later on when you have the Imperial Court, when the satisfaction is not going to be an issue. All the other bonuses are pretty nice. But I think for the purpose of our campaign, we'll try to keep it slightly restricted to characters either that are super unique in the sense they have unique skills, or they're MTU characters, or they're relevant to our faction. Like the army we set up here with the Mi brothers and Wei Yan, that's a classical Shu army that we should have. And then that means we're just going to stay away from him. I'm probably going to still talk about some of the more significant characters that we do meet along the way, like Cao Chun, who I think is a little too young here. 25? When I saw this age last episode, for a moment there, I thought he was going to be Cao Cao's nephew. But then I remember Cao Chun should be Cao Ren's younger brother. Younger, but not that much younger. I believe when Cao Cao got started in terms of leaving the capital, becoming a warlord himself during the time of Dongzhuo, Cao Chun should be 20 already. He was young. I think he was famously very young to be appointed to a position in the Imperial Court, a very low position, but I think he was 18 when he got his first government job. And it was a big deal at the time for him and for the Cao clan. And when he was 20, Cao Cao ditched, right? He abandoned his post and ditched Dongzhuo, and Cao Chun followed. And he was the captain of the Tiger Leopard Cavalry. He was the one who led the group since the beginning. But unfortunately for him, he died really young. He died around 210-ish. I think maybe exactly 210. But age-wise, this is a little too young for him, right? If he's 20 at 190, 14 years down, he should be like 34, not 25. This is one's a little weird, but that's probably not the worst mistake in terms of age in the game. He also doesn't really spawn into the game until quite late. You see his own retinue minus 50% upkeep for shock cavalry. That's the bonus the mod's giving him. In the base game, he's just generic. He does spawn, but because of his age, he spawns late, right? He would not be 18 until 197. 18 is important because when the game first launched, 18 was the coming of age. Now it's going to be 16, so 195, which is why you almost never see him come into the game. He probably also doesn't have fondness for Cao Cao, which is also weird. Cao Cao basically trusted him as the captain of his own bodyguard unit / elite cavalry unit. And after he died in 210, Cao Cao didn't trust anyone else to be the leader of the Tiger and Leopard Cavalry. So Cao Cao became the leader of the Tiger Leopard Cavalry. He was deemed a bit irreplaceable. And because he's the leader of this elite unit, he led many important battles. The battle against the Wuhuan tribes, the battle chasing down Liu Bei in Changban, as well as the battle against Yuan Shao's sons, in particular Yuan Tan. His unit is the one who killed Yuan Tan. A rather sad death. It wasn't even a fight. Yuan Tan was just running away and got caught. And then turned around, was pleading for his life, saying that, I can give you anything, and then head goes off. Very, very sad. But pretty significant, important character in history. Unfortunately, I don't think he makes any sense in our faction, and he doesn't get any unique skills, so I can't really justify taking him in. Maybe he might have an interesting item, but that's not true either. So we'll just skip these, and we're going to try to apply similar rules to our current roster just so that I can save a bit of salary here. Zhang Lu is going to stay. The reason is he does have unique skills, and he does have interesting background from even the base game, unique items given to him, so he's going to stay around. And Zhang Lu kind of played both sides for a while. He wasn't sure if he wanted to, actually I'm pretty sure he was sure that he wasn't going to surrender to Liu Bei. He wanted to surrender to Cao Cao. There were those in his faction who thought maybe it was better off he becomes a warlord himself. He was pretty against that, and eventually he did surrender to Cao Cao and moved to Ye and lived a pretty good life. But in this case, he's with us, so we won't put him in the army on the field because that would kind of go against history, but we're still going to hang on to him. And then looking at everyone else, he worked for us, he worked for us, he did not work for us, but he did get a unique skill in TUP mod, so we might hang on to Xu You for now. Lady Bian, unique art, not going to say no to her. We let her keep her little item for now because she can't remove it from the armor, so if we want the set, might as well put it on her. We're not going to abuse it, we're not going to use this, she's not going to get a position in our court. We're going to try to keep our court as historical as possible. I know that is not the case right now, but because they're level 5 and they're not happy, and I don't have a lot of means to keep them happy right now, so they're in there for now. Taoang is already dead historically, so I don't mind holding on to him. Xiahou Yuan's a little weird. We caught him, and he has unique art, so we keep him. Technically, he should stay with Cao Cao until we actually kill him in the Battle of Hanzhong, with Huang Zhong killing him. So it's okay. In our book, he's as good as dead. But, you know, in his future clan, you know, you have Xiahou Ba surrendering to us later on after the Sima takeover. So it's fine. And plus, like, his daughter and Zhang Fei and all of them. So he can be an extended relative. We can hang on to him. She's not even historical here, so I don't think it matters. She's an MTU character. That's a unique art. Guo Si did not... Oh, actually no. Guo Si did get a unique skill. So that's our excuse to keep him. He also got unique skill, Quiet, so we can also keep him. 3 javelins. Interesting item choice. We're just going to remove that. Tao Ying has a unique background that's super powerful. We'll keep him. Zhang Xuan's MTU. Yuan Yang's MTU. Yuan Yang's older brother has the familial conflict. It feels bad to fire him if we're going to keep the sister. Yang Hong. Okay, we can talk about him a little bit. So this version here is definitely the Yang Hong who worked under Yuan Shu, and he does start out Yuan Shu's faction here. But my gripe with him, with CA's design team, when he first was introduced in A World Betrayed, even during the preview video, is they gave him the title of Respected Advisor, which is not true. I think what happened is during the research process when CA was making characters, they found 2 versions of Yang Hong. And as a matter of fact, the Chinese character text for Yang Hong that CA originally had referred to the other Yang Hong who did not work for Yuan Shu. And the other one worked for Liu Bei. And he was much younger than this. The other one worked for Liu Bei when Liu Bei established the kingdom of Shu in the Yi province already. And that one, actually, we mentioned there's 14 statues of officials, advisor officials in the temple in Chengdu today. And we mentioned how we had Dian Yong as the second statue in the 14 in terms of importance. And Yang Hong, the correct one, the one that is part of the Kingdom of Shu, is the 11th statue there. And he was, I think his job was Gong Cao, which deals with the court system in terms of law, criminal punishment, and so forth. And that person was a bit respected. The Yuan Shu version was not really respected. He provided some advice to Yuan Shu about not targeting Liu Bu first, targeting Liu Bei first, and was ignored. So I don't know how that can be, construed as respected. So he's just kind of a mixed bag, and we're just gonna fire him. We will probably not meet the other version of Yang Hong because it doesn't exist in the game. So just so that we mention Yang Hong as an important character, we will fire him, but he's not the right one. Luo Jun's MTU. Cai Mao is a interesting question. So he does get a unique skill called Capsize. So I guess we do keep him there because, the competent sailor role. This is largely a role given to him in Romance of the Three Kingdoms because apparently Cao Cao needed someone to train his navy, and Cai Mao was given that position. And also Cai Zhong, Cai He, which we mentioned last episode, are fictional characters. They're not real. There's no mentioning that Cai Mao is a particularly competent sailor in history, but it's fine. Seeing him as a commander of the Jin province navy, I don't have a problem with that. Capsize is a unique skill. We'll hang on to him. Jiao, father of Tun Tian, obviously didn't work for us, worked for Cao Cao instead. So I think we'll fire him. In the game, stubborn, being unbreakable, plus perceptive, access to patience, makes him quite good. But he exists in the base game as a generic with this background, so he's pretty good to pick up anyways. But we'll fire him as well. This is our teacher. I think that's fine. Chen Gong's unique art, unique art, unique art. Huang Zu is MTU with unique skills, so we'll hang on to him. Chen Jiu, I think he's just a general for Huang Zu. Nothing special here. Same thing as him. Yang Bo is a general for Zhang Lu. Also, nothing special. I actually think that we killed him, maybe. Because Liu Bei fights Zhang Lu a bit later on, and I think he actually dies to us. I'm not so sure. So these three will fire. There's no reason to keep them. No special traits, no special skills. MTU, base game, burn officer, burn officer, burn officer. These three won't touch. Guanping is going to adopt his son. Wang Shuang. Okay, so this is another case of really bad age. There's no way he's 28 right now. I think he doesn't come into historical importance until at least 225 and later. He takes part in the Northern Expedition, but not on our side, on the Cao Wei side. So he is a general that works, I think, under Cao Zhen, who defends, I'm assuming, like Chencang or some route like that in the north. Very minor character, almost no historical importance. So we have a nice list of characters that we can just cleanse out of our faction and save us some money, because we're not doing that hot in terms of incomes. So he's gone. Yang Bo is gone. Liu Gong, Chen Jiu, and we'll also not hire Yu Fan and Cao Chun. They're just not special enough. He's doing an assignment somewhere. We might have to replace that assignment, but that's fine. And Zolger as well. Despite the pretty interesting background, it's just not going to make a lot of sense for us to hold on to him. Anyone else? That might be it. Okay, alright. We saved a little bit of money. Respectable income, I guess. And they moved. Our spy situation, we have one extra position. No one's coming to this turn. So we fire them. It looks like they're coming back into our pool next turn. They just really want to work for us, apparently. We still have the mistrust for 2 turn. Let's see if there's anyone we can work on. He's already been hit with -40. We can work on the daughter. And the daughter, well, it's not his daughter, it's Huang Zu's daughter, but she's probably married into the family. So it's nice to pick her up, and we can turn some of her points over. And maybe do another discredit. Zhengjiang. We're just gonna get most of the faction angry. Wang Yun's also an interesting choice because we have Diao Chan, right? Wang Yun would be Diao Chan's adopted father. I'm sure we can get them to reunite. Wang Yun obviously should be dead already. After him, Liu Bu took over the capital. Li Jue Guosi killed him and chased Liu Bu out. All right, we're gonna do this one more time, save a bunch of points. They have decent growth, but not high enough. 35 is not good enough. We're probably gonna have to wait 2 turns and then apply Mistrust again and then try to do some discredit faction, see if we can peel some characters off at that point. But still quite difficult. Lady Tai might want to keep holding on to her points so we can trigger a civil war. She is the wife after all. Oh. Why are they damaged? Oh, we got schemed. Right. It's summer turn. I'm just gonna let them heal themselves. It'll take a while. Oh, this is a free repair because it's a free building. As percentage of cost. Yeah, that's pretty good in terms of protecting us from schemes like that. Alright, this is gonna keep going. We're upgrading that one. Looks like the AI gets schemed too, but I think this is from a siege because they've been sieged by yellow turbans quite a bit. Alright, so that's all done. It's been quite a long turn just sorting everything out, but it's fine. Now Shixie and us historically are never friends. All the big faction want to be our liege. Not surprised. This is actually an interesting situation where they're willing to be confederated by us with 3 points. I feel like we could do that anytime we want because it's such a good deal for us in that we can take over the land and redistribute them according to history. Like they're supposed to go to Cao Cao, but he's there and Cao Cao vassalized him. So what I can do is mess with it so that he performs as he should in history and become just the land. So maybe we'll do that this turn. I can actually promise him about 5 points of food that he will never get to see. I just want to lift the points up. And then we'll get the Confederation. Not interested in the characters or whatsoever, but we're interested in getting him above 60 first. We basically have to do a lot of extra work just to get the map to look correct. Whoa, it was -3, wasn't it? Interesting. Well, it's fine because we lift our relationship to over 150 and then it'll be okay. I'm gonna just do that one more time to make the increase a little easier when we do drop him 1 coin at a time. I wonder how AI factions feel about you when you confederate their vassal. I'll check Cao Cao's attitude right now, 66 trending towards 73, and see if that changes after we take him over, because we did the same thing to Liu Bei, and definitely looks like his color's friendly, but that might have been the case even before that. I mean, I hope it doesn't detriment it too much. If anything, he should notice all the spy actions we're doing to him and be angry with us there. There we go. It's nice and free. Let's see what we got. We got him. He should have been dead a long time ago to old age, but the game made him a little bit young, I think. We will simply fire him. I don't think he got anything cool. Yeah, definitely not worth our time. Xu Jing, quite a famous scholar, but nothing to do with us. I think he went south during this time. And I think he crossed paths with Sun Ce, and then he went to Shi Xie's faction, if I'm not mistaken. The wife. Militarized beauty. What does that even mean? I like how they give everyone fertiles as though the AI can't make enough kids. Alright, and that's the only 3 character we picked up, I believe. Yeah, and our income's negative because obviously they have retinues. And then the new character salary on them too. So they're all gonna go. And the land will be given over to Cao Cao again. See, did he care about that? Not really. I mean, it's no longer trending towards 73, but I don't think it impacted the actual amount. It just shifted the, the extra trend decays down per deal that we made. I don't think it actually had any negative impact. Like, we don't see any negative here that's related to the fact that we annexed or confederated his vassals. You get more land from us. Why not? 股市 21. You don't eat food, but why do you care so much about the food? Well, he is kind of out of money because we have made him give us all his money every single time we made a deal like that. That is probably gonna, make him quite weak for a few turns. But I'm sure like, all his cash are coming to us too now. I can ask for maybe a bit more like that. Yep. And I think I want him to get Runan as well. It's a great place because they have the yellow turban forge that no faction wants to destroy because it's so good. Liu Bei has this, which is a little bit weird. But we definitely don't need that. And Cao Cao should have it. He won it over from us, actually, historically. Cao Ren came down with 5,000 men and chased Liu Bei, Gongdu, Liu Pi away from it. And that's when Liu Bei went down to Jiangxia. He has 100 left. How does he even have that 100? I thought I extracted. Oh, guess the new place doesn't add any income. It's weird that he still has money. I will ask for. That's it. Maybe I should just make it a goodwill situation where I don't even ask for this, or yeah, might as well make it 15. We're trying our best to make him stronger, so we'll see how he uses the land to his advantage. That's pretty much it. I think we're pretty happy with that. Let's continue here. Yuan Shao wants to provide us a labor recruiter? How nice. No. Okay, that's fine. I mean, Yuan Shao always wanted to make Liu Yu the emperor, the next emperor. So it's fine, he vassalized him. This is a long way over, so he has plenty of time to just pick up the heel on the road, so that'd be fine. He got chased away? He's at war with Cao Cao's faction. Wait, Cao Pi's of age? Alright, we're past 203. The game's been going on for a while. That's fine. Sun Ren is still not of age, right? 71. Just gotta keep making sure. No new characters. Yeah, we're staring at your sister. Don't judge. She's gonna be my wife. Then do I even need to keep going up, right? If that's not gonna be an issue, we might as well come over here and launch our northern attack on Badong. Technically, Liu Bei doesn't pick up Badong until 214. Zhuge Liang, Zhao Yun, Zhang Fei, that group, when they left the Jin province to assist Liu Bei because Liu Bei was getting stuck fighting Liu Zhang, they sailed over to Jiangyang, and along the way they picked up Badong and Baxi as well as Ba, and then Jiangyang, and then marched up these rivers towards Chengdu as Liu Bei's forces came down that way. Because Liu Bei got stuck in Fengcheng, where Pang Tong is going to die. Alright, nothing going on here. Our spies are just saving up points for this turn. The mistrust will last one more turn. So that's going to rise to the max, actually. Why don't we use one set? We dropped pretty much everyone already. Let's work on the daughter a little bit too. We'll just fracture the family relationship here. And we'll keep an eye out on what's happening here. I know they're fighting Cao Cao's forces, so that's why he's backing off. Now, Fang Lang being in Cao Cao's faction now, extremely historical development. I guess he got wiped in the south because he should have a faction there, right? So the fact that he's back with Cao Cao is very, very good. Alrighty, that's good for us. Let's continue. We failed the mission. It's fine. It was very, very little reward there. Our armor craftsman crafted us the Zhu family armor. Which Zhu family are they talking about here? Can I look at the armor from... Do I have a generic? There we go. Let's see. Zhu family armor right here. Kind of hard to tell which Zhu they're talking about, even from the little blurb there. The prestigious Zhu family. Not ringing any bells here. But okay. Guess they added quite a bit of crafting armor into the game too. With the TUP mod. Deng Sheng. Wait, Deng Sheng's 60? It's... I mean, it's none of our... It's just messed up. He's not actually here. Alright, we're not gonna recruit anyone just because our economy is finally rising back a little. And most of it's from diplomacy still. Once that goes away, we're pretty heavy in the negative. We do get this very interesting army from Dongmin that's led by Ma Xiu, who I can only assume came to them through a marriage. And they're right now at Kui Pass. So the fastest they can get to us over here is going to take a while. 1, 2, 3. I feel like we have enough time to take this. And we get a chance to capture Sha Mo Ke. It's even better. We do have the Shaman item now. Right? Liu Bei should probably use it. Because he has the highest capture rate in this army. We'll just replace it before the battle. And then probably replace it back after because it has a nice 10% replenishment. Alright, we're gonna keep track of what they're doing. They're pretty healthy on March, which is pretty surprising too. We'll be declaring war on Monghua next turn. Our unity is finally going back up. They will be using interference this turn, just to get rid of that situation. I don't think I can pick up another spy until maybe 2 more... Oh, actually no, it's the very next one. No more prerequisites. So in 2 turns, we'll pick up another spy. And that's probably going to help us with completely taking all the characters we want from that faction. A lot of discredited faction coming up, basically. We probably want to use some of that point too, right? No, 28. Actually, no, we're fine. Yeah, let's just wait 1 turn. She can go now, actually. But if we do it all together and then we don't see a spy position come out, yeah, we should wait. We should wait till the following spring to do it. All right, this is good. Let's continue here. Alrighty. They are sailing down. They can land here. But even then, it'd be another maybe 2-turn journey. Meng Huo took Nan. That's our opportunity to take Nan back. So what should we... What's the chance of us bumping in them in the river? I think they can only go to here. We should take this though. They can reach this in one turn though. That's kind of awkward. We'll get off the river. We can hop back in, sail up, attack them from the river next turn. Because I don't think I can make it here this like that. Yeah, this is a interesting development. But Meng Huo did a good thing for us. Because we're supposed to keep that place. So they have to kind of wait. Should we wait one more turn? We can do one maybe. Let's do Zhengjiang here. Alright, there's no overflow there, so it's fine. Let's continue, but we have a burnt officer who's not happy with us. Everyone has titles. The question is, do all of these guys need titles? Yeah, because we actually didn't give any of them a court position because we don't have that many court positions. Let me temporarily give you an item. Yeah, but she's still building up Lack of Purpose as we speak. What we can do is we can use up our final army limit to summon the 3 burned officers who we're never going to give an army to. These 3 here. But the reason why we kept them is so that they can walk around and debuff enemy range just by standing in the county. And that's probably what we're going to do with this group. And that way they will stop bleeding satisfaction as well. He's actually in a court position. Oh, that's why he's at 71. He has Chief of Records and yet still at 41 points. So we need to fix these things. Alright. We're going to go to Spring. We're going to get the reform done. And we're going to go to war with Meng Huo here. Assuming nothing needs to be... Oh, actually things need to be built. We didn't send another... Yeah, we're going to do that. And I forgot which one we canceled. I don't want Legend to level up anymore. Taoying leveling up is also a little tricky. Talon's a little bit young. Level 2, still, I guess, young too. But there's not a lot of food production here, so it's actually kind of pointless. There's a bit of... I mean, she has a core position. She should work for us. There's a little bit of industry here. Yeah, that's fine. Let's continue. Taimao leaves. He was at 0? I didn't get a notification that he was at 0. His kid also left. Go ahead. He had 3 kids. That's too much when they come of age. Yeah, that's weird. Because I mean, usually you get a notification that they're low. Like you see a red, you see a 1 here. I didn't get anything from him. But that's fine. We were a little torn. He had a special skill, which is why we kept him. Oh, Zhang Chao, former faction leader. Did they give you any upgrades? No, so we can pass here. Hao Meng. betrayed Liu Bei there, and I think went on to work for Cao Cao, but very, very minor character. Our income is heavily in the negative, so I'm guessing a lot of our... Wow, Zhang Shao has good items. A lot of our diplomacy probably ended, which is true. 1.1 diplomacy now. Our second army is very expensive. We saved up quite a bit of money, so I'm not too concerned there. Blue Dragon Stunning Glare partners with Jade Dragon Armor, which he does not have. Give us all this stuff and we'll just fire you. I mean, it's not a bad background, but just historically doesn't even make sense that we have him. So goodbye. Let's see what he can do for us. 淳于琼, reroll Yuan Yao. What does Yuan Yao have that's bad? Incompetent and cowardly. So two bad things that potentially could go away. New skilled character. Let's see if there's any other. What does he have? Cruel. No. Yeah, it's cruel. Yeah, cruel can be. I'd rather get him. Zhang Dao's kind of exciting the potential of getting him, but what I noticed so far is you don't usually pick them up because they usually have high satisfaction. Now, which one should we move first? So I can move this. The trick here is I move here. See, the thing is, it's a level 4 city. If they attack, even if I move this army over here to attack, there's no siege weapon in this army, so I can't initiate the fight. And plus, we marched over here. I'm trying to bait them into attacking us here. I'm not going to declare war on them, then we get, double teamed. I can sneak them in here and just ambush to bait them in, and then we'll, immediately wipe out most of their ammo. I think we can deal with them. Actually, why don't we just keep you here? I'll give you the shaman. It'd be a nice 10% boost. It'd be higher than Liu Bei, but it's not going to be the highest we can have. Yeah, we'll just be a little bit patient here. Let's first get the new spy position, cheaper spies, all sorts of spying bonus against enemy spies and also cheaper actions. And yeah, pretty cheaper action for our spies and more expensive action for enemy spies. Let's see if there's anyone already. No. Okay, so we're gonna start hitting them hard. Zhengjiang is already talking bad for us. Let's make Wang Yun also do the same thing. No change. You can do another action. Let's make... I'm not going to do anyone who I currently have as a spy, because then when they come back to me, it spreads it in my faction. All sorts of problems. We're not going to use it on someone who is... It's probably going to be Liu Min, the other daughter. The older... We have Huang Zu's daughter. We don't have Liu Bei's daughter. Now anyone? Still no one, huh? What if we then compound it? So I can make my sister-in-law drop to 0. Let me just open and close it, see if... Nope, they just don't want to come. We have the wife. We can kill the heir, which would be her son, but historically not her son, right? People are very confused from romance, thinking that Lady Cai had Liu Chong. Therefore, she wanted Liu Chong, the younger son, to become the heir over Liu Qi. Not true. Lady Cai married Liu Biao when Liu Biao already had all his sons. Liu Biao was very old, moved to the Jin province as a governor around 189, 188-ish. And once he's there, he linked up with the Cai clan and married Lady Cai as a political marriage of sorts. And the reason why Lady Cai really liked Liu Chong is because Liu Chong ended up marrying Lady Cai's niece. So the Cai clan saw Liu Chong as the one who's more linked to their clan. Therefore, they wanted to support him to become the new leader after Liu Biao dies. So this means I I don't know if this means I should just kill him. I think that's a little extreme. And also, both Lady Tai and Liu Chong didn't die. Cao Cao didn't kill them after, you know, taking the surrender. That part is just nonsense, made by the author to make both of them look bad. So if I use this on her, Zhengjiang's at 0. So even though none of them want to turn, okay, we have one that wants to turn, but even though none of them wants to really turn, I can still get them because they'll just be ditching. They might not come to me, but there's a good chance they could come to me. So I can also get you to drop a bunch of points. And we're at the point where if he ditches, then we'll automatically trigger the Civil War. Looks like Yu Jin's going to come back. Looks like Huang Anbao's going to come. This was like our big move this turn to try to just absolutely shatter this faction, and we did it. We got the heir, which is crucial because now we can even get even more points done. He hasn't performed it for us, but he's gonna just leave, which is fine. I can get the administrator of Xiangyang also extremely angry with the faction. We don't have to do it. I can hang on to. I mean, he's gonna be at 0 point. Huang Zhong's at 35. Huang Zhong's not even willing to be hit with discredit character, which is difficult for us, but unsurprising. All right, we'll see how he deal with it. Basically, he has a mess on his hand. We'll see what happens, who leaves, who stays, how many are going to show up in our pool, and so forth next turn. This turn's about first surviving Dongmin's army, and then dealing with Meng Huo next turn. We've been delaying it because he's complicating things. Unless we can get him 5.5. It's not the most expensive thing in the world, but it's also not cheap. Is there any way we can shore up our income with a little bit of diplomacy? I don't want to deal with people who we shouldn't have dealt with historically. He's still alive despite, I think he was at war with, yeah, how is he still alive as one county going to war with Sun Ce? With decent income from one county. I mean, it's family estate. He probably doesn't have an army, or at least not a big one. So his family estate's actually providing enough money. He can supplement us a little bit. Liu Bei doesn't make much. Oh, I saw. Oh, he's a low number, but I think this is fine. We'll be negative for a little bit. That's why we have savings. Assignments are activated. Let's start building it up. Alrighty, let's continue and see what happens over here. Alright, we're getting, so, but this doesn't matter. He sailed by us. Is he chasing after Sun Ce? Is the AI actually not tunnel visioning us right now? I'm a little shocked, but okay. Okay, looter spawning. Yu Jin came back to us. He's the only one. She's leveling up a little bit too much. We get faction-wide satisfaction drop of 1 point. I think we can take 1 point, and then 4% income, which is going to help us. So we'll just passively get that boost. Surprisingly, everyone's still there. What went on in that faction? Did you guys talk it out? No one left? A lot of people did leave, but let's see. Wang Yun's still there. Zheng Jiang's at 80. Huang Zhong's only at 55, but Huang Zhong's not letting me... Oh, he is letting me target him. Who do I want to... Oh, he's gone. You do it. 25. And then can we trash talk? Yeah, we'll let Huang Zhong trash talk the faction as well. And then once he clears, we'll see who else is willing to, join us and so forth. Alright, so they're not coming after us. Or maybe they're going after... I mean, I don't know. That was a good opportunity catching us kind of off guard there. But if they don't care, they don't care. Meng Huo backed off. We have to create a siege weapon, so that will take at least a turn. The naval army, the army cross could get dragged in. That's fine. The other problem is they have armies on the borders, so they could filter through. So they will be pretty busy just like cleaning up this entire area. But we'll start here. This is a fight we can jump into right away. And we are going to fight this. We're not going to take medium casualty. This army needs to stay fresh. And plus, with this type of equipment, there's no reason why we should take any casualty. Alrighty, it didn't rain, which is wonderful. Always good to not get rained on when we're planning to use a lot of fire weapons. I want to find a place where terrain's relatively flat. So I think this wins here. I am not sure if they want to charge out at us. But the whole idea here is we don't have turtle yet, so these guys are still a bit vulnerable, but we'll still use this type of formation to protect them. This one's a little skewed. There we go. The idea is the shield will help prevent some of the arrow damage, but the good thing is against non-man factions, they don't even have units that have long enough range to really impact us, unless you're talking about Zhu Rong's faction with those fire arrows. And we don't have flaming shot on them yet, so that is a bit lacking there, but we do have a bit of fire arrow up front, and of course Juggernaut's going to do most of the damage. Let's back them off a little bit. Generals. Now, Mi Zhu's special ability is a range attack that deals decent amount of... Oh, it's like Hell of Arrows. Blessing of the Fire God. Fire arrows? My man, you're designed for this expedition. And I can pick up a couple duels if someone's willing to fight us. I'll find you a weapon. They don't have cavalry, so I don't know what we need these for. Put a fire... Let me put a fire puddle on the ground. There we go. That's too close. It's too close. Alright, just gonna put it on the side. It's fine. We probably don't need it. It is a foggy day, though. Oh, they're coming. Oh, then this is gonna be easy. Anyone willing to give me some experience? Yes, thank you. Let's see if we can use this. I want to see what it looks like. I feel like it's going to be the same ability as the MTU ability for Ma Teng's wife, which is just like a hail of arrow with fire arrows. Yep. Oh, it's literally only 10 arrows and only 1 volley instead of 4 volleys, which is usually the hail. So it's a little bit weaker than hail of arrows. It's fair. It's Mi Zhu. It's not known to be an archer. You know, his version of superpower would probably be like Batman. I'm rich. Easy kill. I think the modeling work would just be Guan Yu's weapon. Yep, they didn't do actually a modeling work for it. It's just Guan Yu's weapon here. It's fine. I want to duel someone else. They're not letting me mount. We'll take the girl. He's low health, so he's not willing to fight us. Is anyone even going to get close enough to the Juggernauts to... Oh! Just as we asked. To get bloody murdered. They're slightly out of range. That's fine. We'll just rearrange the targeting over here. We're going to use this. Use 5% health to finish the duel a little faster. Definitely worth it. Look at the damage. It's huge. Alright, they sent this general over here. I don't really want to deal with him. I'll send Wei Yan back, I guess. I could just blow fire on him. The siege weapon is kind of conditioned to not fire on generals. They're getting dragged out of there. Oh, never mind. That training ended. Don't chase. I feel like these guys will fire at him. He almost did. Oh, he did. I guess they will fire when there's no friendly fire. I think they only didn't fire because it could potentially hit our own units. I mean, gonna wait for army loss to kick in, but let's pound them a little. That should be the last unit, I hope. When? Do they have units inside? Go check it out. Oh, there's a couple over here. It's okay, just a few charges should do it. Is that it? Okay, good. That's a start. Alrighty. So this, of course, is not, you know, Zhuge Liang's southern expedition against the Nanman forces led by Meng Huo. I mean, we are fighting Meng Huo, but Pay for Doctors by Mi Zhu, classic. We are fighting locals, let's just say that. Sun Ce has this, awkward. I hope Meng Huo go take it, but now that we're at war with them, I doubt that's going to happen. So we're going to use this as our save point. Our economy bounced back quite a bit after picking up a level 3 toolmaker. We can declare war against... we shouldn't pick up Zhangke yet. Zhangke should be part of the E province. We shouldn't pick that up right now. I think we'll pick up the piece of Wulin over here and Badong. We're going to move north. There are armies around the roads that could come in and attack us, so we need to go clean those guys up. We'll negotiate some sort of arrangement to get this land from Sun Ce here. And hopefully, we're still pretty far away from Prestige, 106 points. It'll take quite a bit expanding. I think we got to pick up the rest of Wulin and maybe the rest of Badong and Nan, and then upgrade a few things potentially to be able to pick up all that. I hope they pick up Tribute, and then we're going to go and grab it, right? That's going to be our play. If not, then I hope they mutually destroy each other, so that way I don't have to turn the army around. I can just go north and pick up Badong. And the whole idea will be punish the Han Empire and Dongmin's forces enough so they peace out with us, because I don't want to sustain fight against them. That's not the purpose here. And we'll continue from here next time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And until then, bye.